So our second junior Rotax heat about to get underway, and here is your grid. So Tim Gerhards will start again from the front row on pole position. Rafael Henhofer will be alongside. Eliska Babikova and Kai Helitz ran out the top two rows, with Bruno Mulders, Lukas Schoenmakers, Christian de Klein, Nikita Genza, Max Knappen and Valentin Klus completing the top 10. Petra Babikova and Thomas Strauven round out row 6 ahead of Thomas Martins, with Mathis Turlo rounding out the top 7 rows. Karol Schultz, Mikkel Pedersen, Magnus Pedersen, Morris Schmeis, Theo Eriksson and Kian Agasade round out the top 20 as we go on to the official formation lap. Rounding out the 28 strong will be Gilles Clouet, Maximilian Angelard, Austin Lee, Adrian Labuda, Farin Mega, Nick Gerhards, with Freddie Spindlow and Rafael Kvichak rounding out the 28 strong grid. So 7 minutes on the clock, set on the timer, plus an additional lap. So it looks to be very neat and orderly going through towards turn number 12. And it will be down to Gerhards and Henhofer once again to control proceedings. So Kvichak and Spindlow take up their positions on the back row of the grid. Through into the tram lines to kickstart the racing action after the lunch break. No, full start called. Race director not happy with that formation. So now it is a reset. So second full start of the day, the first one coming through DD2 Masters. And now Junior Rotax needs to settle down, refocus, and get themselves back ready to go racing. Once again, Tim Gerhards and Rafael Henhofer start to get the grid into formation early. They want to have a clean start this time, as do the remaining 26 drivers. Through the right-hander at turn 14 we go. They split, revs rise. This time lights are out and we are off and away. Another great start by Rafael Henhofer as Kai Helitz looking towards the outside, but this time around Eliska Babikova looks to have gotten up into second position. Drivers being hung a bit round the outside, and that does include Rafael Henhofer, as looks like Bruno Mulders this time has got up into second. Lukas Schoenmakers behind Henhofer. As there's been a tussle, and one of the RS competition carts has been spun around, and it has caused a pile-up off of turn number 7. Multiple carts involved. And I think that might have been possibly the likes of maybe even Valentin Klus or even Mikkel Pedersen that were caught up in that. Well, one of the casualties that is in there looks to be Mathis Turlo, who's dropped down towards the back of the order. But there is one cart that will no longer take any further participation. Gerhards leads, now is ahead of Eliska Babikova. With the Czech driver looking to go up the inside to take the lead through turn 4. Gets through. Mulders now on the back bumper of Gerhards for second position. Fourth at the moment is Lukas Schoenmakers, followed by Kai Helitz. Then Christian de Klein, who's looking to try and get past the current overall points leader. So Max Knappen tumbled down the order. Nikita Genza, Thomas Martins, as now Bruno Molders looked to go up the inside of Eliska Babikova, that time through turn 11, but then ends up dropping back. So 5 minutes and 17 on the clock to go. Eliska Babikova leads. Molders. Tim Gerhards goes ultra defensive on Lukas Schoenmakers on the approach into turn 3, but the JJ Racing driver up the inside through turn 4, but Gerhard's trying to pull it around the outside through into turn 5 and pulls off a blinding manoeuvre. So the 2.02 had the run going into turn 4, but the pure pace of Tim Gerhards allowed him to come across around the outside of the 2.02 from the Netherlands. Hilletz in 5th place. Christian de Klein and Rafael Henhofer now complete the top 7 positions. And there is quite a considerable gap because Freddie Spindlow is again flying through the field. And he now is ahead of Magnus Pedersen in the 2.38, as now it's getting really, really dicey between 3rd, 4th and 5th as Schoenmakers back up the inside of Gerhards. Gerhards runs wide as now Kai Hillertz fancies an opportunity to go around his teammates, but then that allows Christian de Klein, then also Tim Gerhards and Rafael Henhofer to get past the 2.74 from Belgium. He tried to go round the outside of his teammate through turn 5, and he thought, well, if Tim Gerhards can do it, so can I, and it didn't quite work out. So Maximilian Angelard is the first casualty, and that is the cart that is stricken between turns 5 and 6. Babikova last time around had a lead of just over 0.6 of a second ahead of Bruno Molders. Let's see if she's increased that gap. No, not quite. Bruno Molders sets the fastest lap of anybody. 51.572 from the Dutch driver, running on the CRG Holland chassis. Schoenmakers, de Klein, Tim Gerhards, Rafael Henhofer, Kai Hillertz, Freddie Spindlow, Magnus Pedersen and Germany's Valentin Klus complete the top 10. But then also just behind, looks like they've got Mikkel Pedersen and Thomas Strauven from Denmark and Belgium respectively, the top 12. So Adrian Nabuda from Poland has lost out to Theo Eriksson from Norway and Morris Schmeiss from Germany. So on to lap number 5. Kai Hillertz has just gone fastest of anybody in this race, as that's a great move up the inside of Tim Gerhards by Rafael Henhofer, as Kai Hillertz looked to also make the move up the inside of his chief rival in the point standings, but Gerhard's trying to go side by side through into turn 7 with Rafael Henhofer. And now Spindlow has closed up. Then also the 2.38 of Magnus Pedersen, the 2.01 of Valentin Klus, and just behind them they've got Mikkel Pedersen, as Magnus Pedersen looks to have gone up the inside, as has Valentin Klus, as past Kai Hillertz, and now Kai Hillertz absolutely having to fight tooth and nail to just keep in the top 10 at the moment, let alone those that are firing their way forward at this circuit, as now Hillertz is outside of the top 10. Mikkel Pedersen and Thomas Strauven have got past the 2.74 from Belgium. As now Freddie Spindler goes up the inside of Tim Gerhards through turn 6. And now he's got Rafael Henhofer in his crosshairs once again. Karol Schulz has got past Adrian Nabuda for 20th position. Thomas Martins gets past Rafael Gwiczak from Poland. Black and white warning flag for Rafael Henhofer in the 2.31 as we come to the last 60 seconds of this penultimate qualifying heat today on Saturday. Eliska Babikova doing a great job at the front and has extended the gap over Bruno Molders. 2.611 seconds as Freddie Spindlow looking to go up the inside of Rafael Henhofer. through into turn 4 to get 5th and goes and gets it, and Tim Gerhardt nearly tries to go around the outside through turn 5. It's now a full-on scramble as Valentin Klus looks towards the outside of Raphael Venhofer through turn 6, now into 7, now into the right at 8. 25 seconds on the clock to go, and the skirmish for what is effectively the latter part of the top 12 that is rounded out by Kai Gielert could be decided at any given moment. As now Magnus Pedersen looks up the inside of Valentin Klus, but then gets closed in on as Thomas Strauben goes up the inside of him and gets through. Mikkel Pedersen and Kai Gielert looking to get past the 2:38, but no dice going through turns 1 and 2 and into the right at 3. Now onto the penultimate lap, and the gap between Eliska Babikova and Bruno Molders was just under 6/10. Freddie Spindlow again has just shown outright pure blistering pace, and he's now up into 5th ahead of Tim Gerhardt, who's having a better time this time around. Venhofer coming under fire from Thomas Strauben in the dying stages of this race. And Strauben now up into 9th. So this time it will be Eliska Babikova that gets the last lap board first. And this is the signal she needs. Let's see what the gap is between her and Bruno Molders. 0.515 seconds. Lukas Schoenmaker's rounding out the top 3. Christian de Klein and Freddie Spindlow complete the top 5. Fahin Mega and Maurice Schmeiser have got past Gilles Clouet from Belgium in the meantime, now occupying 16th and 17th positions respectively. As all, there has been a clash, and that's involved Strauben. I think that's Renhofer as well, and also that's Mikkel Pedersen, the 252. So drama whilst they were battling away. That has absolutely handed a lifeline and a half to Kai Gielert, who is now back up into the top 10. So checkered flag will wave. This time it's from the Czech Republic's Eliska Babikova in the 296. Bruno Molders takes second ahead of Lukas Schoenmakers. Christian de Klein makes it 3 Dutch drivers in the top 4. Freddie Spindlow again started 27th, finished in 5th. That is in total over 40 position gained by the Brits over the last 2 races. Tim Gerhardt takes 6th ahead of Valentin Klus. Magnus Pedersen, Kai Gielert and Nick Gerhardt, who started all the way down in 26th, finished in 10th position. Jan Agasade in 11th ahead of Petra Babikova, also from the Czech Republic, who started from 11th and finished a position down. Maurice Schmeiser, Farin Mega, Theo Eriksson ran out the top 15 as Karl Schulz, Thomas Strauben, Austin Lee, Max Knappen and Adrian Nabuda ran out the top 20. Thomas Martins 21st, Rafael Gwiczak 22nd. Rafael Venhofer would get going again, but would finish 23rd, with Mikkel Pedersen, Gilles Clouet, Nikita Genza, Mathis Turlot and Maximilian Angelard all retiring. But Eliska Babikova makes it 2 winners in junior Rotax so far here in Germany.